Voyager 2 probe, the Sun's protective bubble, which is called the heliosphere. The probe's been in space for decades. Voyager 2 has drifted silently through the vast uncharted territory beyond our solar system, a tiny messenger of humanity carrying the echoes of Earth into interstellar space. Launched in 1977, it has traveled farther than any human-made object except for its twin Voyager 1. Now, after nearly half a century of exploration, the spacecraft has sent what appears to be one final chilling transmission. A message that has left the scientific community in a state of stunned speculation. Before we start, smash the like and subscribe buttons for more updates. The transmission arrived unexpectedly. A brief yet clear signal that pierced the quiet void of space communication. Engineers at NASA's Deep Space Network had been monitoring Voyager 2's regular heartbeat. A weak but steady pulse of data that reaffirmed the spacecraft's continued survival. Suddenly the pattern shifted. A burst of static gave way to a peculiar string of data packets, distorted in structure, yet deliberate in their pattern. It wasn't the usual telemetry or the expected energy decay. It was different, complex, erratic, and unervingly intentional. At first, the team assumed it was a systems glitch. After all, Voyager 2 operates on outdated technology that was revolutionary in the 1970s, but rudimentary by today's standards. Software was not built to handle unforeseen conditions in deep interstellar space. But as engineers dove into the signal's architecture, it became evident that this was no mere technical malfunction. The data exhibited signatures that hinted at an organized source. Bits were grouped into prime number sequences. Alternating signal strengths mirrored Fibonacci patterns, and bursts of data coincided with millisecond-accurate cosmic radiation events. The spacecraft, with its weakened power source and battered instrumentation, was seemingly attempting to say something. And whatever it was unlike anything it had transmitted before. The implications of this are profound. Voyager 2 has spent years drifting in the helipounds, the boundary region where the solar wind is stopped by the interstellar medium. It's an area not fully understood. A kind of cosmic no-man's land where solar and galactic forces collide. Scientists have always suspected that this region might be more dynamic than previously believed. The final transmission seems to suggest that Voyager 2 has encountered something, or perhaps been affected by something that altered its behavior in a fundamental way. This is not just a fading signal or a battery dying out. It is an event. Those who have worked closely with Voyager over the decades were struck by the sharp deviation from its regular patterns. The telemetry stopped altogether shortly after the transmission, leaving behind a void where once there had been faint echoes of a spacecraft bravely pushing into the unknown. This silence juxtaposed against the cryptic final signal created an unsettling narrative. A message that might never be decoded from a machine now possibly lost to the eternal darkness. It's important to grasp the context of Voyager 2's journey to understand the weight of this final act. It has traveled over 12 billion miles from Earth, operating in an environment colder than any place known to humankind. That nuclear power source has long since begun to dwindle, forcing engineers to power down instruments one by one. Yet, even in its twilight years, it continued to deliver groundbreaking information about the magnetic fields, plasma waves, and cosmic radiation in the interstellar medium. The hope was that it would continue to whisper back data for at least a few more years. This sudden enigmatic finale was not anticipated. The timing adds another layer of intrigue. The signal was detected during a period of heightened solar activity, an era marked by increased coronal mass ejections and solar flares. Some experts have speculated that a powerful solar shock wave might have interacted with Voyager 2 at precisely the moment the transmission was sent. But even that theory fails to account for the structure of the data. A random natural interference should not result in organized sequences and meaningful timing correlations. Something else is at play, and nobody knows what. One theory that has emerged suggests the spacecraft may have passed through a region of anomalous energy, perhaps a dense pocket of interstellar plasma or a kind of magnetic eddy. If so, the impact on its ancient systems might have been enough to cause a kind of artificial intelligence glitch, prompting an improvised and desperate final transmission. Voyager 2 was not designed to learn, but its systems can respond in limited ways to environmental changes. Could a region of intense cosmic activity have induced behavior that mimics intention? Others, however, entertain more exotic explanations. The very fact that Voyager 2 is now in a part of the galaxy never before explored by humanity invites questions that feel more at home in the realm of science fiction. What if the spacecraft encountered something? Not a phenomenon, but a presence. The signal's strange structure, its purposeful patterns, and the abrupt silence that followed have led some to hypothesize contact. Not contact in the traditional sense of dialogue, but a brief intersection of Voyager 2's technology with something vastly more advanced or incomprehensibly alien. Of course, no serious scientist jumps to such conclusions lightly, but even the most skeptical among them admit that the signal structure is profoundly strange. The odds of random energy bursts aligning to such deliberate sequences are astronomically low. And the fact that Voyager 2 systems already running on the bare minimum of power and functionality managed to send such a structured transmission raises even more questions. Was this the final gasp of a dying machine or the last flare from a spark ignited by something else? The psychological impact of this event cannot be underestimated. Voyager 2 has long been more than a scientific tool. It is a symbol of humanity's yearning to reach beyond itself. It carries a golden record with the sounds and images of Earth, intended for any intelligence that might encounter it. That romantic gesture launched decades ago now seems eerily prescient in the face of this unexplained signal. The idea that something out there may have responded directly or indirectly transforms Voyager 2 from a lonely traveler into the centerpiece of a cosmic drama. No data has followed the transmission. Voyager 2 remains silent, its last message hanging in the void like a final breath. Engineers have attempted to re-establish contact, pinging the spacecraft with targeted commands and hoping for a return signal. Thus far there has been nothing. The Deep Space Network continues its vigil, waiting for a whisper that may never come. The data preserved and now under intense analysis is being studied by cryptographers, astrophysicists, and computer scientists alike, each hoping to decode the possible meaning. The transmission structure has spawned debates about the nature of information and intelligence. If this was indeed an intentional message, who or what shaped it? Was it Voyager 2 itself, forced by unprecedented environmental variables to act beyond its original programming? Or was it shaped by an external influence, piggybacking on the spacecraft systems to deliver a message that can't be ignored? There's also the unsettling idea that this might not be the end, but the beginning of a new kind of discovery. If Voyager 2 stumbled across something strange, it raises the question of what lies just beyond our observational reach. The edge of the heliosphere is a threshold. Beyond it, our understanding becomes more speculative. Perhaps Voyager's final transmission is a preview of phenomena we've yet to encounter. If so, it has fulfilled its mission in a way no one anticipated, not just to explore but to warn. Team who has devoted their careers to the Voyager program speak of the spacecraft as though it were alive. After all, it has shown resilience, adaptability, and persistence far beyond its design. They watched it survive malfunctions, navigate gravity assists with planetary giants, and continue transmitting across distances so vast that light takes over 18 hours to reach it. Now, in its silence, it has left them with one final mystery. Perhaps its greatest. In the sterile control rooms where Voyager 2's signal once flickered on screens, the quiet now is almost unbearable. Scientists pore over signal logs and electromagnetic spectra, hoping to find patterns they might have missed. The idea that this could be a cosmic coincidence, a random interference event with seemingly structured results remains possible, but that possibility shrinks. The more they analyze the data, every attempt to simulate the transmission using known variables has failed to replicate its structure. There is a palpable sense that the cosmos has whispered back, not in a language we understand, but in a form that demands interpretation. Voyager 2, long thought to be a passive observer, may have become a conduit for something far greater than itself. Whether that something is a natural anomaly, a previously unknown cosmic force, or something more speculative remains to be seen, but the door to speculation has been blown open. Even within the constraints of rational scientific inquiry, some have begun discussing protocols for dealing with unexpected contact scenarios. These conversations, usually theoretical and reserved for far-off future possibilities, have taken on new urgency. If Voyager 2 was affected by or came into contact with something unprecedented, what are the implications for future missions? Will other probes like the upcoming interstellar missions in development be equipped to handle similar anomalies? Should they? The universe remains vast, silent, and perhaps just perhaps listening. If you like this video, please give it a like and subscribe to our channel. Also, leave your comments below and tell us what are your thoughts on Voyager 2's final alarming transmission before losing contact. We want to hear from you. Thank you for watching and see you next.